Join us on yet another talk on health information and education 5.0. Today with you is your host Shami Sonyuke, and with me today is these two handsome gentlemen, Sam Mutende and Sam Manwa. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome. Thank you.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, we really want to understand what is education 5.0. We really want to understand what is being done in this world that we're living in. What are we looking forward to? So today, the thing that we need to know right now is why education 5.0? What exactly is that same thing?
I believe that education 5.0 is the future of our country. Because education 5.0, we are moving into industrialization and innovation. And I believe in this digital age that you are living in, it is exactly the right direction that you are moving. So to me, education 5.0 is the future of our country.
Somebody is thinking about the future. I do not know what Sam Manwa is thinking, but let's hear from him.
Thank you so much for hearing. I really agree with you. Education 5.0, we're also talking about personalized learning, research and teaching. So research promotes that we were talking about the future, how education 5.0 can impact people's lives, how we can predict the future with research and innovations.
Wow, I do know that. That's actually interesting. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I would know that there is always a history behind something. Where has been this education 5.0? What world were we living in before?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. So, in an interest of our education system, I believe that our country, if you look at the pre, post, and even the colonial era, we had different education systems, and up to now, I believe we've used like two education systems, education 3.0, and now we've recently launched education 5.0. People started going to the university and became overcrowded, but industries were not increasing at that time. So we started having a lot of minds going into the industry, looking for jobs in September this year, 2024.
Yes.
University of Zimbabwe had 6.6, that's 6,600 graduates. It's one out of 21 registered universities in Zimbabwe.
You don't say.
That means in every year we have more than 30 to 40,000 graduates who are looking for jobs, who are looking for employment in Zimbabwe. But what is the status of our industries in Zimbabwe? Do we have innovative minds who are producing new products, new industries, new systems? We do not. That is why education 5.0 is very important, right? Because with Vision 2030, we want to see an industrialized country, a mid to high income country, you understand? But we cannot reach that if we still have idle minds who still believe in employment. Where am I going to get employed after this? But you cannot survive on employment. We need minds who can create employment for other people, who create products, who can create systems and services, creating employment for other people rather than seeking employment as soon as you graduate.
You heard this, gentlemen. It's a matter of you creating a job for your own self, not you going to the company with your CV, because everyone is looking for a job. They actually thought of registering. I'm going to register mine today. Can I employ you? I can, right? All right. So now is everyone going to school? Everyone becoming an engineer, a doctor? I do believe so. So what do you say, Sam Manwa?
And like what Mr. Mutende said, he actually triggered something in me, And I started to wonder, for the past few years, what has been like in the education system?
Yes.
Because there was no innovation in it, there was no technology in it, there was no industrialization in it. So actually, people were still colonized. They were still colonized in their minds. But with this education 5.0, it's actually so fascinating. When I think of it, actually, I'm so more excited. Why? Because there is room for innovation. There is room for industrialization. Imagine anyone can have a startup company through innovations. So it's actually a good initiative that we are now having more industries out there rather than going to look up for employment.
Okay. Mr. Mutende spoke about education 3.0 having 3 pillars. So you know what? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. I would love to believe that education 5.0 got 5 pillars.
Yes.
Can you please align me with those pillars?
So with education 5.0, there was introduction of 2 more pillars on top of the already existing 3 pillars.
Okay.
So there was research, there was teaching, there was community service. But then we do not really have to neglect these things because it's important. Because research facilitates innovation. You cannot innovate if you don't research about it.
Okay.
You understand? And community service, we should always innovate something that goes back to the community. So you understand, there's always a. So on top of education 3.0, we understood that there's a need to add two more pillars, which is innovation and industrialization. It's about making a product, making a service, making a system that works.
Alright. Mr. Mtende is up to people's heart, guys. Did you hear what he said? He's saying we're giving back to the community. Everyone has to benefit from the engineers, from the doctors. Okay, so going forward, Sam Manuel actually told us about having an interest in this healthcare, health delivery, health service delivery actually. So, Mr. Mtende, what do you think? What exactly is Education 5.0 innovating around the healthcare service industry?
Healthcare system, I would like to believe it's one interest, it's one domain that we can talk about where Education 5.0 is being applied. You see, Education 5.0 is equipping minds with innovative minds. How to solve this problem using today's tools? Because it's a today's problem.
That's really true.
We really need to move with time. So that's one sector in engineering, in agriculture, we can go on and on. But the interest of Education 5.0 in health is very intriguing. I would like to believe so. Because you see, there was a lot of data that was coming in for a very long time. But now with big data and artificial intelligence, machine learning that is being introduced in a number of countries, we now need to utilize those tools and make use of them to improve quality of care that Mr. Mano was talking about.
Most for the past maybe 50 years or 50 decades ago, we've been giving patient care, but without the quality. Now, medical analytics come in play to assess the quality of caregivers. So actually, it's quite interesting and
That's
innovative.
great. My mind is about to burst right now. The information is overflowing and it's a lot. So about now, we're gonna take a break. Join us when we come back. Seems like Sam Manuel has got something to say before I say something, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Manuel, what do you have to say?
I really agree with what Mr. Mtendo was saying. It was back then in the days. Now we're talking about telemedicine. It's actually an innovation,
All
It's
right.
now fascinating that we can, how doctors can interact with patients without them have to communicate from point A to point B. They can get a healthcare and everything provided in the comfort of their homes. Something about telemedicine. It's actually an innovation that informatics is bringing in the health sector. Telemedicine, you don't just all you need is a mobile device,
Okay.
either your phone or your computer, and we're actually providing health services at the comfort of your home. So actually, it's actually quite interesting that right now we're talking of Internet of Things devices where we can monitor your vitals, which are your BPs, your temperatures. So in the comfort of your home, we can actually give you a prescription, we can actually do examinations, we can actually top off everything. We can give you care in the comfort of your home. So right now we're now more interested in the quality of care. It's not just care, but quality.
For
So-
my mother in Pabush,
For your mother in Kwabush, she
you
does.
can
She
actually
no longer
take your
has to
baby there.
there,
To
right
Harare.
there, to Harare.
That's impressive.
It's now possible.
Okay.
These are innovations that has been done, and it's actually a milestone. We're not only ending here. Trust me. Now the use of chatbot. Sometimes it might be an SMS because we actually want to solve a problem to even those that are in rural areas. How is it that we are going to provide healthcare to them? They don't have internet access. So we really need innovative minds and ideas. So instead of them to say buy new phones, we can actually utilize their smartphones, through an SMS.
So with
send them
telemedicine now, I think the biggest challenge that we can have resources. We don't really have quite a number of resources to say people who are in Bushu, people who are in Gwanda, people who are in Gokwe. How can we
Yes.
cater for all that? But we cannot neglect the fact that hospitals and clinics who are providing first care services. For example, taking BP.
Yeah.
You cannot come from Gopo and go to the clinic and take an BP, especially right at this time that we're talking about. With telemedicine, there are things like wearable devices. There are things like the BP machines themselves. You can buy them and text your doctor. I've taken my BP today. Today it's this over this. Brilliant minds need to take opportunities.
That's very true.
Brilliant minds.
Like you said,
Okay, okay.
brilliant
Brilliant
minds.
minds. You just had to say that.
Yes,
Okay.
a brilliant mind.
All right. So, going back to my viewers, allow me to go back to my vernacular language. Anti itai ana Elon Musk in Zimbabwe vedwe. Ngatidzokere kunoita mamainzi anonyatsofunda zvakakwanisisa. That's what these guys are saying to me. All right. So, if you're saying health informatics, does it mean that telemedicine is now inside health informatics? Is health informatics all about telemedicine? Give me, what other domains are we looking when we're talking of health informatics?
Health informatics is very interesting in a very broad way.
Okay.
Because when we talk about health informatics, we're interested in the patient's quality of care. But
Yes.
on quality of care, there's more than just telemedicine.
Exactly.
We can now just take your medical history into our electronic health record, which is a system that can just collect patients' information,
Oh, that's
put
nice.
it on a database, so that if you go to Blawayo, we can easily access that database and say, you've been recently treated at Parinyato Hospital.
And this has made things easier in this country, right?
Exactly. This has made
Okay.
things easier. There was recent implementation of Impilo health systems,
Yes,
electronic health system in Zimbabwe. So that's another domain of health informatics. And another important domain is data analytics. Because right now, as I have
I was
spoken
actually
earlier,
about to ask you that all this information that you are collecting, what are you really going to do about it?
suppose that we need a research. We need to understand how many people are diagnosed with diabetes every time at Parinyato Hospital. But we've
Yes.
got these files in the file room, and some of them are already been torn apart.
Yeah,
We don't really have records of them.
There's no longer space, I would believe so.
The space, we don't have space for that, because we have got more than 6,000 patients who are admitted to Parinyato every time. So imagine that we take only patients who are diagnosed with diabetes. Okay, this patient is 40 years, put it on the side. This patient that doesn't have diabetes, they've got a BP, blood pressure. So while doing that manually, it becomes monotonous. I don't think it's really a very good way of doing it. But now with the electronic health record and the data analytics, we can just open and type patients with diabetes. Then we can see all patients with diabetes in our database. So you see, it makes things very easier, and we reach our decisions, and our research is very fast in order to innovate and take our country into an industrialized country.
Thank you so much, Simton. Say, Manuel, what do you have to really say about this?
Yeah, with analytics, they really help in terms of decision making. He's talking about a patient with diabetes, but you'll find out that we are not only interested in patients with diabetes.
Yes.
When we get them, then what? It now helps in the decision making. Maybe want to do resource allocation. We need to know how many patients do we have in a month for us to get a certain drug for them. So it now helps. It now helps in decision making. It goes beyond. It goes beyond just the visualizations and everything. It goes back to the budget of a country, because we're able to advise them. We're
I
expecting
think
this
Sam
much.
loves money.
This
He's
much.
going back to the budget of the country. And you were talking of communities. So what are you saying?
So it's actually making impact in a sense. We're actually going back to give them to the community, because we actually have to. We don't have to guess. When we want to do medical reservations or something, we actually had to have scientific findings out of it. So we get with analytics, with big data, with everything, we can now make decisions. We want to order how many medicine are we going to order for these people, how much and stuff. So it will actually go back to help the country at large.
And with the data analytics, the most interesting thing lately is personalized medicine and personalized treatment plans.
So,
All right, gentlemen, I think there is actually a talk of next time personalized medicine already. I want to hear about that. I'm eager, I'm curious to hear about all this. Gentlemen, thank you for coming here today. I have learned, and I'm pretty much sure that my mother is going to get help. So this is it for today from me, your host, Shami Sunyuke, and goodbye to this, gentlemen.